Hello, I want to talk about the safety of cats and dogs in particular over the festive season. We would like pets, but unfortunately we can't have them because, as you can see, I'm a healthcare professional and as a result I can't risk having pets in the house because of allergies. Anyway, must keep these things simple. There are a lot of things that we eat which we find perfectly acceptable, and unfortunately these things are not necessarily perfectly acceptable to cats and dogs. I'll go into that in a bit, but I want to keep this message simple, so I'm just going to run through everything. First of all, grapes, very dangerous to dogs, possibly cats as well. And remember that raisins are also grapes and that raisins are found in other things. Onions cause anemia and they build up in the body of cats and dogs, and therefore you shouldn't feed them that either. Remember that onions, for example, are in mince and in various other things. With cats, and I'm not sure about dogs, garlic is also dangerous, and to be honest I would also be suspicious about raisins, leeks and shallots. Chocolate is not safe for dogs or cats. It causes respiratory problems and basically can kill them. And the other one, which is unfortunately a new one, is that some chewing gum contains a substance called xylitol, which is a replacement for sugar. It's perfectly safe for human beings as far as anyone can tell, which makes a change, but it has recently been discovered to be toxic for dogs. So while you're enjoying yourself, please make sure that you don't keep any of these things around where a dog can scoff them up or a cat can scoff them up. Just want to go into more details about that. I shall run through that again, but I didn't want to be in the too much information zone, which is the zone that I actually spend a lot of time in. No, we don't actually have any cats or dogs ourselves, although I would love to have them because I can't risk it with the patients that come in here. Cat allergy being very common, dog allergy being less common, but still not worth the risk. The thing about cats and dogs in general is that they don't really live in the same world as us, and therefore it is a great responsibility to look after them because their needs are different, their intuitions are different, their instincts are different, and their perception of the world is very different from ours. And they themselves are very different. The thing to bear in mind with them is that they're carnivores. They don't have livers as active as our livers. Now, what our livers do, mainly, among thousands of other things, is break down poisons in vegetable food. In order for us to survive on the diet that we have, which is high in plants, we have to have very active livers. Convert toxins in our food from fat-soluble form to water-soluble form so that they can be passed out through our kidneys. Cats and dogs, because their diet is mainly animal food, although they get plant food in the digestive systems of those animals, they don't have that facility. A lot of things will build up in their bodies and they won't necessarily have the instinct to avoid them. That's what happens, and that's why it's not safe. Even if your animal has eaten a lot of these things in the past and survived, it doesn't mean they're okay. It may mean that they're building up to a toxic level gradually and the stuff is building up in their bodies. So the mere fact that you've seen your cat eat onions and it's been fine does not mean it will be fine if it eats another onion. And the mere fact that your dog has eaten chocolate and been fine does not mean that it will be okay. Also, remember they're very different sizes from each other, and therefore a safe dose is very difficult to sustain. So remember, chewing gum with xylitol in it, grapes and therefore also raisins, onions, and also garlic and possibly leeks, raisins and shallots, and the one that everybody knows about, chocolate. Don't let them come in contact with any of that, it's not safe. Please share this.